Thanks for joining us for Season 5 of the Hospitality Hangout, a hospitality-focused podcast where the founders of Branded Strategic share their insights and bring technology and innovation leaders that are making things happen in the industry we love. My name is Jimmy Frischling, otherwise known as the Finance Guy. I'd like to introduce my partner, Mr. Michael Schatzberg, also known as the Restaurant Guy.
And thank you, Jimmy, for that kind introduction, and all those listening. Feel free to call me Shatsy. And together, we're the personalities behind Branded Strategic Hospitality. We work at the intersection of hospitality, technology, innovation, and capital. Jimmy, I got to tell you, it's deja vu. I feel like we do a podcast every week. I feel like every week we're doing a podcast. Are we doing a podcast every week?
I don't know if that's deja vu or accurate. I think that might actually just be accurate.
Am I using deja vu in the wrong tone? I don't even know what deja vu means.
Yes. Well,
it's a different language. I think that's French or something.
It's definitely not, but okay, keep going.
Well, listen, I was thinking about our podcast today. And I was very excited because we had a great show and a great guest. And what I was thinking about was how excited I am at how much traction the branded marketplace is getting. Jimmy, everyone is loving this marketplace. And I don't even think you've been on the marketplace. Have you?
I have been on the marketplace.
You have. All right. Well, then you know how excited I am about this, Jimmy. The branded marketplace, go check out thebrandedmarketplace.com. And if you when you're on there, you are going to see 250 plus of the greatest technology solutions for the hospitality industry. I don't care if you have one pizza place or you have 10,000 McDonald's, you need to be on the marketplace because there's going to be a solution for you. And you know what? If you aren't on the marketplace and you'd like to get your product on the marketplace, all you need to do, Jimmy, all you need to do is you email me at marketplace@Branded Strategic. You know what I'm going to do, Jimmy?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to get you on the marketplace.
Oh,
it's painless. You get onboarded really quickly. So if you're an operator, you got to go check it out because you're going to find the best-in-class tech solutions to help you operate your business today efficiently. And if you're not on the marketplace and you have a solution out there, a great tech solution, then just email me and I'll get you on the marketplace. Jimmy, and you're probably thinking, Schatz, you know what? It's so expensive to be on this marketplace. It's probably thousands of dollars. That's what you're thinking, right?
That's what I was thinking. How much this cost me? How much of a mortgage do I need to take out to get on this marketplace?
Hey, Jimmy, you're going to love this because I know you. You're cheap, and you're going to love this, Jimmy. Except for when it comes to drinking McAllen's, he's not cheap. He goes right to the 18, especially if I'm paying. Listen, Jimmy, it's free. It's free for operators. It's free for everybody.
What?
So you're saying, Jimmy, Schatz, how do we make money on this thing?
Volume.
Right. We make it up in volume, Jimmy. And I don't even know what that means, but I'm excited about it. You're the finance guy, and I know you're going to figure it out. You said, Schatz, don't worry. We'll make it up in volume. Jimmy, back to you.
Thank you very much. And that shameless self-promotion was sponsored by Chico's Bail Bonds. When you need bail bonds, Chico's. All right, let's kick into our podcast. We have a very exciting episode this afternoon. We have a fantastic guest. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our friend, Mr. Kevin Tan, founder and CEO of Snackpass. Kevin, thank you for putting up with our banter. We're just getting started.
I could listen to this the whole time.
Yeah. No, he's sending an email.
He may quit. He may get jump right off this podcast.
He's sending an email to fire the person that got him roped into this. No, Kevin, we'd love you to take the lead. We are excited to have you on. We've heard some amazing things. We've got a lot of fun to have on the show with you today. So please give us a little background about yourself and, of course, about Snackpass.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Jimmy and Shatsy. I really appreciate the invite. And I love the banter. I hope I can keep up here. So Snackpass is the company I co-founded with my co-founder, Jamie. And actually, we were students in college at the time when we started it. So it's a social ordering platform for restaurants. You can skip the line and skip the wait. It's much more convenient for consumers, kind of like the Starbucks app. And on top of that, we have a social commerce layer where you can get reward points with friends, send gifts to friends, group buy, see what people are ordering. So just making that experience much more personalized, social, and fun. That was kind of the idea when we started. And in the beginning, we basically just put some flyers around campus and immediately saw traction with our fellow classmates. Within a few months, over 80% of the student bodies started using Snackpass and became kind of like a household name, and it became kind of the default way for students to order. Instead of going and standing at the cash register, they would use Snackpass. And after that, we started launching at multiple campuses. We started next with Brown, and then Berkeley, Michigan. Today, we're at 20 campuses in multiple states, and we just raised our Series B this year too, which is going to help us expand into around cities and areas beyond the college campus, and that's going really well these days. So it's been a crazy ride. It's really fun. Love working with restaurant partners, as small and medium businesses, as well as some of our enterprise customers. And I love food. I eat out every day, so it's a good business to be in.
Hey, listen, Kevin. That's on, what? Tell me.
I was asking you. I'm hearing a story about a technology company started in an Ivy League campus, gets a lot of traction, starts rolling through. There's a movie here. We could do something here.
I'm telling you, I like this.
Where have I heard this
story?
Aaron
Sorkin, are you listening? Because we got a movie here, Mr. Sorkin. I'm telling you right now. I don't know, but I like it. And I got to tell you, I know who could play Kevin Tan. That's Shatsy. Now, all kidding aside, I got to be honest with you. This is unbelievable. It's really great to listen to the story. Before we get a deep dive into Snackpass and what it is, you talk about college. I mean, you start Snackpass in college. I mean, I know Jimmy. I know what he was doing in college. I know what I was doing in college. All I was thinking about is where we can get our next drink and where the next party was. You're actually coming up with companies, and you're coming up with a business model like this, which is unbelievable. Can you share a little bit? You're at Yale. What happened when you're sitting in your dorm room that you came up with Snackpass? What was going on? What's the who, the what, the when, and the where that developed Snackpass?
Yeah, before Snackpass, actually when I arrived at Yale, I didn't know anything about technology or startups. I knew who Steve Jobs was, but that was about it. I'd use Facebook and Snapchat. But
what's that? I don't know. Facebook. Never heard of that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, a lot of listeners, younger listeners probably don't even know what Facebook is now, but it's the company that owns Instagram,
Yeah.
So, I got exposed to software. My roommates were coders, so I got super into that world of things and realized that you can just build things on your computer for free and potentially has value. And some of the early projects I did was actually making some websites, some ordering platforms for some of the local restaurants. I was really good friends with Kadir from Brick Oven Pizza and some Alpha Delta, which is like kind of a staple in New Haven. So I had a little bit of exposure that way. And then it kind of asked the question, what would be silly for my roommates not to use? What's something that would just be so compelling that they'd be kind of irrational to not use? And we order out a lot, and if we can get loyalty and interesting promotions, that would be a win-win for the merchants too, because then they can get exposure and marketing. So I basically went door to door to some of the restaurants I knew and pitched this platform, and that's how we got the first couple restaurants on the platform. But there was two big insights in the early days that made it so explosive and made what Snackpass is. And the first is that people would come for some of these promotions and discounts, but they would stay for the convenience of being able to order on your phone. And I realized that this entire workflow of standing in line, a human punching in the order manually, and waiting and then getting your food, that's all going to be deprecated in the future and replaced with self-serve ordering. Everyone has a sort of phone in their pocket, right? And then the second big realization was it was growing, but it was growing in kind of a linear fashion. And I've seen the story of Tinder or Facebook or Snap playing out on campuses being very viral. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting if you could kind of capture that virality, but in an e-commerce setting, in a setting where you're actually buying stuff. And so that's when the spark hit me. We had loyalty at the time. We had reward points. But what if you don't just get one for yourself? What if you get to send one to a friend on every purchase? And that we ended up calling that gifting, and that became the sort of foundation for the social network that exists on Snackpass, that you can see where your friends are ordering, you can see who they're sending gifts to, and it just makes it a much more fun and rich experience.
I'm glad you took it into gifting, because when you started talking about Tinder and e-commerce I was getting a little worried that we're going down a channel that the FCC might flag us on. But you brought it back to hospitality.
It is a family podcast.
You kept it classy. So this is all good.
Yeah.
Listen, you highlighted at the top of the intro, over your intro, something that I was excited to talk about, and even though you mentioned it, I want to make sure we give it all the props that it deserves. As a finance guy, and Brandon is very active in the investment space in hospitality tech and restaurant tech. But congratulations to you on completing your Series B round. You've raising $70 million, valuation of over $400 million. That is no small feat. What can you tell us, about, maybe about the raise? I know it sounds like you're going to be using the growth. There's going to be some meaningful growth capital, but tell us about the experience, and then, what can we expect to see from Snackpass as a result of you guys, closing on this very meaningful round?
I'd like to also know, did you like buy a Tesla right after the round closed, or like what'd you get?
Well, I'm all my net worth is still illiquid in Snackpass, so I bought myself a nice boba and went out to eat some Chinese food.
All right, well that's good. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, that's worth $1 million for me. So
I agree.
I love a good Chinese, get some Sichuan food. So in terms of what we're doing with it, so I'll first talk about the first question. Is like how was that experience? I mean, it was it's definitely kind of surreal to deal with some of these large numbers, but ultimately it's sort of a stepping stone. It's a tool to get to where we're going, which I think is basically being the on-premise platform for all restaurants everywhere, not just in the US. So it's definitely a crazy, awesome milestone that seems surreal, but it's also, ultimately not an end, but a means to an end. And it's going to help us get to where we need to go. It's going to help us, build a bunch of features that is going to create a lot of value. It's going to help us expand into cities, which we're doing now. Hire more account managers to help restaurants be successful. And the experience was good. We brought on some awesome partners, Kraft, you know those guys, A16Z and General Catalyst, as well as a handful of angel investors that were a pretty interesting group. They span from legendary restaurateurs such as David Grutman in Miami, all the way to celebrities like Draymond Green and Jonas Brothers.
Is Jay-Z in? Is Jay-Z an investor? That's all I need to know. Is Jay-Z in?
He's not in.
Damn it.
And
Shatty, text him and tell him to get involved.
Yeah, no, this is ridiculous. Listen, I got to tell you right now. Congratulations, because it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. You're doing great, and I must say, Jimmy, we have another celebrity in our midst, because Kevin's being extremely humble. He's also, not only did he raise a Series B, not only is he crushing it all around the country, onboarding restaurants and really solving some problems, and we're going to dig into that. Also, he's on the Forbes 30 under 30. Jimmy's trying to get on the 60 under 60. I mean, and you're on the 30 under 30. That's unbelievable. So tell us, what is next on the expansion map for Snackpass? Where are we going? What cities? You said cities. You're in 20 campuses. What cities are you targeting?
Yeah, we're big moves in LA, in New York City, Austin, Miami, Chicago.
Did you guys just open an office in New York?
Yeah, in New York. That's one of our big ones. Definitely New York City. Very walkable, a lot of takeout, a lot of amazing mom and pop restaurants.
We got a couple restaurants here in New York, I think.
Yeah, there's more per capita than any other city, more mom and pop. So yeah, it's an amazing city.
Kevin, I want to dig in a little deeper to Snackpass. You describe Snackpass as food meets friends. It's essentially a social commerce platform for ordering from restaurants. But a little birdie told us that snack has a double meaning more than just eating. What is the story there? Because let's face it, Chatz and I, we can't tell good stories, but we love a good story.
Love a good story, Jimmy.
Well, it's, in like Gen Z language, actually, it might be beyond that. But
Jimmy knows Gen Z. Jimmy speaks Gen Z.
Yeah, well, there you go. Looking like a snack. We were trying to come up with a name for Snackpass, and we had the pass part down, because pass, it's like you can pass the line. It's your VIP pass. It's your pass, kind of like your loyalty pass. But the first part of that went through a bunch of words, a bunch of really terrible sounding names, and snack it was kind of funny misnomer because we're selling mostly food, not snacks. But there's that phrase "looking like a snack," which is, looking pretty cute. So that's
Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm
like
always saying,
yeah.
yo, Jimmy, you're my
heard,
snack. Jimmy's my snack.
Oh boy, I've never heard you say that.
Jimmy, you probably heard that a lot. So
Before snack, what'd you come up with? Give me one of the bad names. What was one of the ones that didn't make the cut?
I mean, just generic. Like, what are the words that come to your mind immediately if you try to start a food app? Like meal or, eats or really generic sounding boring stuff.
I think there is a meal pass. I like snack.
I like snack as well.
I'm glad you went with snack.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk more about your customers.
Totally.
I got 3 kids, but I got 2 in college. I got 1 in Miami, 1 in Tulane. They're all about tech and food. They won't pick up the phone to order anything. It's not going to happen. You have 500,000 users across, is it over 15 college towns now? 20 college towns? I don't know. Mm-hmm. How many college towns are you? Over 15 or 20 college towns.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you created Snackpass, 80% of Yale students were using the app.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think are the pros of your user demographic? What do you think?
They're mobile native. That's kind of
because you've got like, to me, you've got these people in college. They're using the app, and as soon as they graduate, it seems like they're hooked on Snackpass, and now they're 24, 25, and now they're Snackpass things. I think to Jimmy's point, we're talking a little bit. He alluded to Facebook, I think it's Meta. We have to say right now. I can't say Facebook, right? It's Meta. So I think he was alluding to Meta. But Meta, you get all the college kids using it, and as soon as they graduate, they're hooked on Meta, and they're using it. So I think it's similar kind of thing here with Snackpass.
Exactly. I'm one of those people. I'm not in college anymore. I'm not. I'm my mid-20s, but I still use Snackpass all the time. So it's a great way to get people who, this is their first time like buying stuff as a college student. Like you get your first credit card, right? You start eating, like making your first purchase with your money, or maybe some people have their parents' money, but it's like their exposure to e-commerce, and yeah, it's a great setting, and also I think around college campuses there's a lot of like walkable restaurants and a lot of mom and pop shops, so they're not spending like $40-50 on delivery orders every meal because they can't afford that. In fact, a lot of people can't afford that. So it's a great place for us to start.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned delivery, because that is a key focus of Branded's. In fact, in terms of our investment thesis and being operator centric, the off-premise space is still ranks as the biggest focus of our activity. Currently, 90% of the orders on Snackpass are pickup. Is delivery going to become a focus, or is it going to become a bigger focus for Snackpass going forward?
Yeah, we do have delivery in that we just plug into the third-party APIs that Uber Eats and DoorDash offer and other deliveries. And I think the way our take on it is that over time, actually right now and even more moving forward, delivery will just be an API call, and it'll be sort of commoditized. You can call Uber, you can even call probably Lyft will have an API, maybe some other on-demand companies will have it. And it's just, you can just kind of pick the cheapest one. And I think Olo does this. So yeah, we'll offer it as a simple API call. If you have all the data that they expose to their own client apps, then it's kind of a similar experience. But the opportunity for us is definitely on-premise. And, that's a huge chunk of the pie. Like it's, delivery is about, even during pandemics, like $100 billion market in the US, but the restaurant industry is like 800 billion and going to be growing. So it's not the whole conversation. There's a huge missing part of the equation in terms of technology and digital transformation of the restaurant industry beyond delivery.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, Shatsy, is there a gauntlet being thrown down here that Snackpass is basically saying, hey Uber, hey DoorDash, hey Grub, you're about to be commoditized? Okay, step aside.
Listen, I don't want to say it, Jim, though, because we play nice in the sandbox with everybody. But listen, Kevin, I love what he's talking about, and I got to tell you, we love it. We think it's really awesome. But I think the real secret sauce of Snackpass, from what I can see, it's the socialization, it's the gamification, it's the loyalty, it's the ability to send points and rewards to friends so they can go experience things. It's sharing, right? It's ordering. Let's all order together from the same place on our phone separately and then go pick it up together and then maybe go sit somewhere and eat. Tell me a little bit about the building the social experience, because I think one thing we can talk about food and drink, it's a social experience. We love to do it. And then I want to talk to you a little about the chickens. What's the chicken thing? The chickens. There's a whole element of chickens here. How'd that get started? What is that? Because I love it. But I really think that's what set you different. It's not just getting points, I spend $100, I get some points. It's really a social and gifting and rewards. It's really a platform to bring everyone together.
Yeah, exactly. And beyond just, there's being able to see what your friends order and having information when you're trying to make a decision about what to buy. Chicken. When you send points to friends, there's like a streak, kind of like Snap. You send snaps and you get a streak. And we just decided that instead of a streak, our version of the streak is going to be hatching this like Tamagotchi chicken, and that you can get it, put a funny book bag on it. And we just thought it was really funny, so we did it.
It is. I saw it. It is funny. It just makes it a little more unique and different. It gamifies it. It makes it fun.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of food apps are very utilitarian, which is fine. But creating values could be solving a problem, or it could be entertaining. Both are creating value.
I mean, I use that, the map app, Waze, which, you can use Google Maps, but like Waze, a little more fun. There's got like, you can change your car and there's like little, things and the little things pop up. It just makes it a little more fun. It's still just getting me to where I want to go, but a little more fun. Jimmy doesn't like it. Jimmy still uses a map. He still has the full map in his car. He brings it out, puts it on his lap, and he's got the highlighter. But he's old school. He doesn't know from the tech on the way.
Still works for me, and I got to tell you, I'm not giving up my rotary phone. My rotary phone is going to make a comeback. I tell you, making a comeback.
Kevin doesn't even know what you're talking about. Rotary phone. He has no idea what you mean.
With the finger.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming back. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jimbo still uses it.
I'm still using the rotary, baby, and roll up manual windows.
It's coming back, by the way. I think it's coming back, Jimmy. But listen, it all comes around, right?
Hey, vinyl had to come back. Vinyl records had to come back. Here comes the rotary phone. All right, listen, I want to move on. It turns out that while we started this podcast, because we love chatting with people, we love bringing on cool guys, cool people, and talking about the industry we love, we found that there was also folks that wanted to come on the show and ask us a question or two. So our producer created the section Talking Back. We offer our guests a chance to ask us questions. We like to say nothing's off the table. So Kevin, the microphone is yours, my friend. What might you have for Schatz and myself?
We'll get a little, I don't want to get too personal, but that is pretty interesting that there's no limitation. But I guess I'm really curious, you get a chance to talk to all these awesome guests. Like, what are the startups? It could be, a restaurant concept or just a software concept, but what are some of the ones that you're most excited about that you've seen recently?
Good question. Schatzy, besides Snackpass, and they're not so new anymore. They're closing on $500 million of valuation, and my pinky goes up as I say that. Schatzy, do you want to talk about anything interesting, or do you want me to jump in and get us started?
I want you to jump in, Jimmy, because I got to tell you, I've been letting you jump in, and I like when you go first, because then I can hear what you have to say, and then I can do the old ditto.
Right. That was my whole strategy about letting you go first. I will tell you right now, Kevin, I think the ghost kitchen and the whole virtual kitchen, dark kitchen, whatever naming convention people are using, but the idea of a hospitality experience where the guest does not enter the store is really catching a great deal of attention. And then how do we, as hospitality folks, engage with guests that we never meet in person? Schatz and I are not spring chickens. We've been in this business a long time. You have a great manager, a host, hostess, bartender, server, et cetera, and you really create an experience. We understand now that there's a growing segment of the market that we need to engage with, and we can't do it with our talented staff. So we're leveraging and leaning on technology. So one of the companies that we've made a big commitment to, and we continue to stand behind, it's called Ovation. It's a guest feedback platform, and whether it's Ovation or one of their competitors, we also love a company Yumpingo. But the idea is that it's an opportunity for the guest to really feel that the restaurant is giving them a voice, giving them an easy opportunity to express the good, the bad, the ugly, and do it in a way in a digital space that allows us as restaurateurs to engage and respond using AI as well as human capital. But it's a way to give the guest a voice and connect with them beyond what we would have normally done using our talented staff. So we think guest engagement is critical, particularly as more guests are operating or are engaging with venues in a digital only environment. There's my answer. Schatz is going to trash me now and say, "Are you kidding me? Bring back the rotary phone." What are you going to say, Schatz?
No, I'm not. You know what? I didn't know you were going to go tech stack on me 100%, and I appreciate that because Jimmy's always selling. He's ABC baby, always be closed, and that's Jimbo. You know what? I was thinking because Kevin also brought in some of the most exciting things within the food and beverage space, not on the tech side, and I got to tell you, I am very excited to see as we travel around the country and around the world, there are so many more food options from all over the world available now at some of the highest level of quality. You know, it used to be when I was growing up, going back, you really didn't have a lot of choices. You either had to sit down of a full meal at a full service restaurant, or it was fast food and it was really not very good. Today, I mean, you could get some really incredible food, in a fast casual setting that is just really super, super quality, man. I just look at what the guys over at Mighty Quinn's are doing, Jimbo. And it's like, he's growing like gangbusters. He's doing barbecue up here in the north. And it's just incredible, the incredible food that you can get now in a fast casual setting. So I just think that I love to see that. And you pair that incredible food with the technology, and I think we got a winning combination. So I'm sticking with that. Jimmy, I'm taking us right into the top of the tech stack. Kevin, I want to ask you something. If you had to make a suggestion for folks in the restaurant and hospitality space and say, you got to have this technology to be successful right now, outside of you saying that every restaurant must embrace Snackpass, what is another technology that you think every restaurant operator must have right now?
I would say there's tools that simplify and streamline, but there's also tools that grow the business. I think every restaurant should try to have a presence on TikTok because I see a lot of restaurants working on Instagram and Yelp for incremental customers, but I think I've seen some restaurants blow up and have a massive line out the door for like 2 weeks.
Like Mr.
Yeah, but even one of our local, this place called Millet Crepe, it's a small mom and pop, one location, and they, one video, it was actually organic, led to just a line, nonstop for three weeks, and it's still going strong. So it's not, tech stack in terms of like maybe marketing. I would recommend them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think, Jimmy, what Kevin's trying to say, if I may, is everyone should be going out there and using Targetable. Am I right, Jimmy?
Another shameless plug. I'll look at selling, but you're right.
Another shameless plug. Andrew Nash, Targetable. What's his cell phone, Jimmy?
Yeah, we'll give out his cell number. No, it's excellent. Actually, Kevin, I agree with you. I think lead generation through marketing and specifically checking as many of the boxes and getting in front of the audiences. And you're right. I've heard a lot about Instagram. Haven't heard as much about TikTok. And no question that there's an audience there, and that's a tool to be leveraged. I want to move into our crystal ball moment. It's a chance where we give our guests the opportunity to put on their Kreskin or Miss Cleo hat and predict the future. Kevin, how do you see restaurants and dining 2 years from now in relation to hospitality and technology?
One of our predictions is that most restaurants will not have cashiers. And shortly after that, most restaurants will not have waiters.
Wow.
And it'll be just self-service.
All right.
I gotta tell you.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I was out last night, actually, Schatzy, at a buddy of ours restaurant, and I was going to talk to him about it. I would have loved to have done the ordering and paying with my phone. I would have loved it because as far as I was concerned, I would have been just fine running it myself and let the staff be guest engagement and ambassadors. But we'll talk about that. But I agree with Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why we don't now just empower the guests to take care of a lot of the ordering and paying, and let the staff really just be concierges and just really guest ambassadors. It's too
Mm-hmm.
easy so I'm going to agree with him. And I think people will be surprised. I don't think it's just for very casual restaurants or grab and go. I think a lot of restaurants, including full service, would benefit. So I'm agreeing with Kevin. 2 years from now, we'll come back on the show.
Listen, Jimmy, we were using Bebot long before the pandemic. The idea was you sat at the table. I mean, do you really need to wait for a server for every single thing? If you go to the place all the time, I could just order my beer on my phone, order my burger and then my wings, and I'm done. If there's nothing worse than going to a restaurant and sitting there and having really horrible service. I'd rather just use my phone. I know what I want, order, and let me go about my day. I agree with Kevin 100%. We may get a little heat for this one, so I'm going to quickly pivot off this subject and onto the branded quickfire, Jimmy, so we don't get a lot of bad emails.
That's right. The best
all right, Kevin, I'm going to ask you 5 lightning round questions. 5 questions. Don't think too hard, okay?
All right.
Whatever comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Favorite Dorito flavor?
Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch. I got to tell you, love the Cool Ranch.
Too.
Yeah.
Love the Cool Ranch. Where are you getting dinner from tonight?
Sawtelle in LA. Probably, let's say Chinchikurin. Awesome Japanese restaurant.
Sounds amazing. What's your favorite food city in the world?
Oh, New York by hands down.
Hands down. Love it. Favorite place to travel?
I went to Scotland once. I really loved it.
Interesting. I don't think we've gotten Scotland before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've only been once, but it's my favorite.
Never would have guessed Scotland. Okay. If you were to partner with Jimmy or I to a match of Guitar Hero, who would you have the better odds of beating?
Oh man, I think I beat both of you. I'm pretty good, but
So that's a sandbagger. He's a Guitar Hero maniac. Oh, wow, that was set up. All right, Jimmy. At least you know what? There we got no winners.
Shatsky, I was fully prepared. I was fully prepared to lose that one to you because I think Kevin looks at the two of us and says Shatsky spends a lot of nights sitting home playing video games, and I'd rather pick Shatsky as the guy that I can't beat. I'm going to pick Jimmy as the guy I can beat, but instead
I used to play Guitar Hero, and let me tell you, I wasn't very good at it, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I got to tell you, I did like it, but I haven't played it in a long time. Maybe I got to get back to that a little bit.
Excellent. Thank you. Listen, Kevin, we want to thank you for joining us today on the podcast. We appreciate you sharing some great insights. And we also appreciate really the hard work you're doing to support this, the industry that we love so much. If you want to get in touch with Kevin directly, you can email the Branded team at podcast@brandedstrategic.com, podcast@brandedstrategic.com, and we'd be happy to make the introduction for you. To our listeners, we want to thank you so much for taking time to tune in. We know there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, and we value and appreciate that you choose to hang out with us. Please join us next week as we welcome our guest, Mr. Anand Gala of Gala Capital Partners, chairman of Muya Burger, and also the chairman of
CC's Pizza.
At CC Pizza. I wasn't leaving it off. Anand's got a lot going on. We got to give him shout outs. Muya, CC's, and
Famous Dave's.
Famous Dave's, and the managing partner of Gala Capital Partners. And finally, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on any of the exciting guests we'll have coming up in the future. And better yet, please invite a friend to hang out with us the next time.
Hey, Jimbo, I gotta give one more plug to Snackpass for all those restaurant operators out there listening. If you haven't checked out Snackpass, go check it out. Kevin, what is it? Snackpass.com or snackpass.co, right?
.com. Yeah.
Oh, it's snackpass.com. Check it out. And I'll tell you, we didn't really get into this, but I just want to tell everybody it's an incredible platform. It's a 1.5% commission on all orders and a small transactional fee, payment processing fee. So it's basically 1.5% and a transactional fee. And I'm telling you, they are driving traffic to the restaurants through their millennial Generation Z users. They've got this customer base nailed down, And I say just add this platform to your restaurant, and they will, and just see the business roll in. Jimbo, back to you.
I appreciate your last second plug there, Shatsy. Folks at Snackpass. Listen, guys, thank you so much. This is Jimmy Frischling, your finance guy, signing off and thanking Kevin and passing it back to my boy Shatsy.
Hey, thanks, everybody. This is Restaurant Guy, a.k.a. Shatsy, Hospitality Hangout. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you all for listening. Cheers, everybody.
Awesome.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.